Hello world, Shelly here, and today I've got for you a review and demo with the new Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat palette. This is the Beauty with an Edge eyeshadow palette. There is another eyeshadow palette and a whole collection around this. I've got both eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to show you this one today, and I've got a demo of this eye look at the end of the video, so hang in there. We'll do some swatches, talk about the palette, and I'll let you know what I think. So the first thing I wanted to say about this, I don't want to call it a collaboration because Jean-Michel is dead, but this collaboration with his brand or his estate, a lot of people have shied away from this because of different controversial topics that come along with Jean-Michel and his work, and I just want to point out some of the things that are out there because some people aren't talking about it. They're just reviewing the palette as an eyeshadow palette. Some people aren't reviewing it at all because they're opposed, they're voting with their wallet. Totally fine. I really support the idea of voting with your wallet. If you have beliefs about something, either support it financially or don't based on those beliefs, because I think that's one of the more effective ways to impact change, I suppose. But Jean-Michel's artwork kind of came up through my childhood. So he became sort of famous in the late 70s, early 80s, into the mid 80s, and he started as a graffiti artist. He's a Brooklyn-born, US-born artist that did a lot of sort of political work and in his artwork. The crux of his work was very often exploring dichotomies, and that idea, you know, looking at opposites, inner versus outer, white versus black, any kind of dichotomy that you can think of. He explored them in his artwork, and that appeals to me because part of my MFA thesis was, the title of my MFA thesis project was Dichotomy of Self, and it was looking at how the outside world looks at you versus how you look at yourself, and then all of the different ways that there are opposites involved in perception of self and how other people perceive you. So I really love the idea of exploring dichotomies. It's one of my favorite words. And so his artwork has always appealed to me. It's edgy, it's abstract, it makes a statement. Those are things that appeal to me. So as a kid, I really liked that style. So I was familiar with Jean-Michel's artwork prior to this collaboration, and one of the reasons people are potentially upset that Urban Decay decided to collaborate with his brand or his estate was that Jean-Michel Basquiat died of a heroin overdose. He was 27 years old when he died, and the idea of them choosing to work with someone with drug problems, that could be a controversial topic. I find that so many of the artists and musicians that I'm attracted to, that I love their work, have either died of drug overdoses or taken their own lives at incredibly young ages, and I don't know what it is about me that is attracted to those kinds of people and their work, but that's not a reason for me not to purchase this. I love his artwork. I believe that he had things to say and was doing it through his work, and I admire that. I'm sorry he had those struggles, and I'm sorry that he was taken so soon, but I'm not opposed to supporting his work. The other thing that I really like about the fact that Urban Decay decided to do this was that I think it offers the opportunity to expose a new audience to his work, because I think his work was important and it had relevant political statements even to this day, that if more people are exposed to his work and can appreciate his work for what it was, I think there's only good in that. So I'm not opposed to this collaboration. I feel weird calling it a collaboration, but I'm really not opposed to it. The estate of Jean-Michel Basquiat was involved in the process of developing these products, and it sounds like there was a really strict approval process that went on, and I think personally that it's apparent because every part of the packaging, every part of these palettes, just it's his artwork. It's his artwork. It's beautiful. I feel it. I really feel that it's well reflected in the eyeshadow color choices, in the artwork itself, in the packaging. It's really well done, and I think it does honor the legacy of Jean-Michel Basquiat. One of the other cool things about the design of the palette is that on the back of each one, there's a hook that you can hang these on the wall as artwork, and I really like that. I plan to do that. I actually plan to store them on my wall like that because they're just too beautiful to stick in a drawer, that is for sure. So with all of that said, I'm really happy with this collaboration. I think it's a wonderful way to get Jean-Michel Basquiat's artwork out into a new audience and get some new people to appreciate what he has done with his work. And I really enjoy the whole concept of this. So let's get into some swatches and then we'll do a demo. Here we go with some swatches. These are on bare skin with no primer. First up is Studio, a pale pink matte. Then we've got 1968 bright pink matte. Neo is a rich, I call it purple with micro shimmer. Less is charcoal black matte satin. Then we've got the last four colors. First up is Graffiti, which is a deep metallic green. Exu, which is a bright green shimmer. Boom, which is a bright teal matte shade. And the last one is Untitled, a rich deep blue matte. I'm so excited to try out this eyeshadow palette. It is just absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, and I think it does a really nice job of honoring the color schemes of a lot of Basquiat's work. And I have already primed my eyelids with the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, and I'm going to go in with this pink shade Studio and use that to sort of set my entire lid. This might not be possible if you have darker skin than I do. I'm pretty fair, so this light pink really can kind of come off as skin tone. I'm also cool undertone to my skin, so I can get away with this, but if you're darker than me, you might want to just find a flesh-toned color so that you can set that primer in place. I think it just makes everything blend a little bit more smoothly over the eye. Zoomed you guys in a little bit. I'm going to start with this Graffiti shade, this dark green, and I've got a Real Techniques small shadow brush. And I think I'm going to start out with going all over the lid with this color. I'm going to go green and purple smoky today, I think. I'm going to take this purple shade Neo, and I think I'm going to use this in the crease, which is a little bit of a bold crease, I think, but you know, sometimes you just need to have a bold crease. Now, I was looking up these shadows on the Temptalia website before I sat down with them, and this particular shadow got a really bad rating. I think it was a D or D minus on her ratings, and she's really usually pretty spot on with these things. So let's see if I think it is a D minus. I think my initial impression of this shadow is that it's not super purpley pigmented. You know, you look in the pan and it looks like it's going to come out as a purple, but it's really kind of a muted gray purple on the eye. But that's okay to me. I'm going to go under the lash line, the lower lash line, and kind of duplicate what I did there. This is a Crown C513. It's just a regular pencil brush. I'm going to take a little of the green and do that in the sort of center portion of my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the purple and bring that from the outer corner and blend it into the green. Next, I'll take my Makeup Geek Outer V brush and this black shade Less, and I'm going to use that to deepen the outer third. I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics 124 smudger brush and go into this Exu, this bright green, and I'm just going to use this sort of as an inner corner highlight, a little pop. I'm really not mad at this purple. It is a little bit tough to work with. It's a little, I don't want to use the word patchy because it's not quite patchy, but it's not as opaque as it looks like it's going to be in the pan, so it's a little hard to get consistently smooth color with it. But I'm not mad at it. I'm going to take this fluffy brush. This is Sedona Lace EB13, just any fluffy brush. And I'm going to take a tiny bit of this pink 1960 and use that as sort of a super light hand, blend the transition area. I just want the tiniest amount of this color. And I'm going to use Studio to highlight the brow bone. There's surprisingly little fallout from those shadows. I'm actually pretty impressed there. I'm going to use my Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil to tightline my upper lashes. Should I go lower lash line too? Let's just do it. Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Lash Booster Liner. And here is the finished look. My lip is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Berry Recognize. I love Liquid Catsuit. I love the Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat eyeshadow palette. This is a beautiful palette. I'd say it works really well. It's up to Urban Decay's standards in terms of eyeshadow formula. The purple's a little hard to work with, but I still like how it turned out and how it ended up looking on the eye. Let me give you guys a close-up of the finished eye look. There you have it, my take on the Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat eyeshadow palette collection. I also have the other palette if you would like to see a review of that, or you would like to see just more eyeshadow palette reviews in general. Give me a thumbs up down below so I know what to look for. Leave me some comments if you have suggestions for what palettes you would like to see me take a look at in the future, and I will get on it, I promise. Thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out and hang out over makeup. I said that backwards, but that's okay. Have yourselves an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world, and take care of each other. Bye-bye.